Hi everyone! I thought I would read a story to y'all today. The true story of the three little pigs, as told by the wolf. Remember our saying? Front cover, back cover, this is the spine. Author, title, you did fine. Everybody knows the story of the three little pigs, or at least they think they do. But I'll let you in on a little secret. Nobody knows the real story because they've not heard my side of the story. I am the wolf, Alexander T. Wolf. You can call me Al. I don't know how this whole big bad wolf thing got started, but it's all wrong. Maybe it's because of our diet. Hey, it's not my fault. Wolves eat cute little animals like bunnies and sheep and pigs. That's just the way we are. If a cheeseburger were cute, folks would probably think you were big and bad too. But like I was saying, the whole big bad wolf thing is all wrong. The real story is about a sneeze and a cup of sugar. I wonder how many of y'all are going to believe the wolf. Let's listen. Way back in Once Upon a Time, I was making a birthday cake for my dear old granny. I had a terrible sneezing cold. I ran out of sugar. So I walked down the street and asked a neighbor for a cup of sugar. Now this neighbor was a pig, and he wasn't too bright either. He had built his whole house out of straw. Can you believe that? I mean, who in his right mind would build a house out of straw? So of course, the minute I knocked on the door, it fell right in. I didn't want to just walk into someone else's house. So I called, little pig, are you in? No answer. I was just about to go home without a cup of sugar for my dear old granny's birthday cake. That's when my nose started to itch. I felt a sneeze coming on. Well, I huffed and I snuffed. What do y'all think happened? Let's see. And a great big sneeze. And you know what? That whole darn straw house fell down. And right in the middle of the pile of the straw was the first little pig. Dead as a doornail. He'd been home the whole time. It seemed a shame to leave a perfectly good ham dinner lying there in the straw. So I ate it up. Think of it as a cheeseburger just lying there. I was feeling a little better, but I still didn't have my cup of sugar. So I went to the next neighbor's house. This little pig was the first little pig's brother. He's a little smarter, but not much. He built his house of sticks. I rang the bell on the stick house. Nobody answered. I called. Mr. Pig, are you in? He yelled back. Go away, wolf. You can't come in. I'm shaving the hairs of my chin. I just grabbed the doorknob when I felt another sneeze coming. I huffed and I snuffed and I tried to cover my mouth, but I sneezed again. And you're not going to believe it, but this guy's house fell down just like his brother's. And when the dust cleared, there was a second second little pig, dead as a doornail, wolf's honor. How about that, y'all? 2 little pigs died over a sneeze. Now, you know food will spoil if you just leave it out in the open. So I did the only thing there was to do. I had dinner again. Think of it as a second helping. I was getting awfully full, but my cold was feeling a little better. And I still didn't have that cup of sugar for my dear old granny's birthday cake. So I went to the next house. This guy was the first and second little pig's brother. He must have been the brains of the family. He built his house of bricks. I knocked on the door of the brick house and no one answered. I called, "Mr. Pig, Mr. Pig, are you in?" And do you know what that rude little porker answered? "Get out of here, wolf! Don't bother me again." Wonder what's going to happen next. Talk about impolite. He probably had a whole sack full of sugar, and he wouldn't give me even one little cup for my dear sweet granny's birthday cake? What a pig. I was just about to go home and maybe make a nice birthday card instead of a cake when I felt my cold coming on. I huffed and I snuffed and I sneezed once again. Then the third little pig yelled, "And your old granny can sit on a pin." So do you think the third pig got dead as a doornail? What do y'all think? Now, I'm usually pretty calm fella, but when someone talks about my granny like that, I go crazy. When the cops drove up, of course, I was trying to break down the pig's door. And the whole time I was huffing and I was puffing and I was sneezing and I was just making a real scene. How many of y'all believe the wolf story? Think about that. The rest of the story is history. The news reporters found out about the 2 pigs I had for dinner. They figured a sick guy going to borrow a cup of sugar didn't sound very exciting. So they jazzed up the story with all the huff and the puff and the blowing the house down. And they made me a big bad wolf. That's it. That's the real story. I was framed. But maybe you could loan me a cup of sugar? Now, how many of y'all believe the wolf story? After this video, I want you to have your parents post the comment below if you believe the wolf or do you believe the story we've always been told about the 3 little pigs, that he was big and bad.